Good morning from west central Florida, where it has been a beautiful day. Temperatures in the mid 60s, mostly blue skies, and it just felt really good to be out. It's Wednesday morning as I make this activation. And yesterday I just received a new antenna in the mail. It's a quarter wave vertical telescoping whip that's 17 feet tall. So it's a quarter wavelength fully extended on 20 meters. And I've been using a different iteration of the same type of antenna for a long time now. And that is the MFJ 1979 telescoping whip. But the problem with that whip for my purposes is that it retracts to 28 inches long. And that's too long to fit in the back case of the motorcycle. So I ordered on eBay a different whip that retracts to 20 inches and does fit in the rearmost case and still extends to 17 feet. So that's what I'll be using today, and I will not be QRP on this particular POTA outing. I'm using the FT891 CW only with 100 watts. The antenna is fantastic. I'll cut to the chase right now and say that. I had pileups on 17 and 20 meters. You'll hear in just a few minutes the effectiveness of the antenna, and everything fits within the back case of the motorcycle, including the coaxial cable, the mounting spike for the antenna, and a coupler that connects the spike with the radiating element, as well as a ribbon cable ground radial connector or cable. So anyway, take a look. Hope you enjoy. It's been a beautiful day here, and it was absolutely a great day for both motorcycling and hiking and activating a park. I did all three here. So thanks for the contacts if I ended up working you, and I will be back to this park in the future. It's in demand and such a fun place to ride to. In a 45-minute activation that follows, don't worry, I didn't record the whole thing. I made 60 contacts. That's how quickly and easily they came on all bands 12 through 20 meters. Good morning from Geth State Forest. It is 10 minutes after 10 a.m. local time here. Beautiful day, a little bit cool, but felt really great riding in. About an hour and a half from my house. I'm going to have a look here later, either, probably after the activation. There's a boardwalk down there, a trail that goes to a lake. I think I'm going to take a walk down there and check it out. There are two picnic tables here. They're both next to each other. And I'm going to be setting up on this one. This will be a non-QRP activation today. I brought the FT891. I'll be on CW only with 100 watts. I'll be powering it with a 12 amp hour lithium battery. And I've got a different antenna today than I've ever used before. Today will be the first time to use it. And I'll tell you why I'm using it. Because with the old antenna, I had to strap it here next to my tripod, and I didn't really like doing that. I don't bring the tripod with me that often, so I didn't want anything strapped to the back seat. But the MFJ 1979 is the antenna that I'm referring to, that I've normally used up to this point. But fully retracted, it would not fit in this case, so I had to strap it to the back seat. So I ordered a different antenna. Here's the radio. Let me put that over here in the battery. So I ordered this antenna off of a site on eBay. You've probably seen it. It also, like the MFJ 1979, extends to 17 feet or 5 meters, which is a quarter wavelength on 20. And it comes with a spike to stick into the ground and ribbon cable to use as ground radials. I'm going to separate the cable into only two pieces and use two radials rather than the 8 or 10 conductors that it is, because I think if I did that, 8 or 10 thin wires would be very easy to get tangled up from one activation to the next. So I'm just going to keep it as a two radial cable assembly that threads into the bottom of this. And everything now fits into the top case, including the coaxial cable. The radio is in here with the battery. That's a 12 amp hour, as I said. That will power the FT891 at 100 watts on CW for 2 hours. And everything fits into this Icon case. This is the FT891, an automatic antenna tuner, and on top is a keyer. A lot of people ask me why I use an external memory keyer when the FT891 has a built-in keyer, and the reason for that is actuating the FT891's internal keyer is a bit of a clumsy procedure to do it on the fly. I have to set up the display in a different way, not the way I want it to be displayed. What I want on the display is I want to be able to control bandwidth and RIT and the meter, what the meter reads, whether it reads SWR or forward power. And I can't have those displayed if I'm using the memory keyer. So this one takes up almost no room. It's very lightweight and it was cheap. I'll put a link in the description of the video where you can buy it. I bought it on eBay. So that will be my setup here along with the Palm Pico paddles. I would rather have a heavier set of paddles when I activate. I don't like using two hands to send CW. One hand to hold the paddle, one to manipulate the paddle. But I don't want to bring my big heavy solid state paddles here because they are not really suitable for motorcycle travel. Okay, let me get this set up and I'm going to find out how this antenna works. As I said, it will be a full quarter wavelength on 20, so I'm expecting good things out of it. Identical performance to the MFJ 1979. All right, let me set up and I'll be back in a few minutes. Well, that took all of about 2 minutes, and I mean that literally. I stabbed the spike into the ground, peeled the ribbon cable apart into 2 radials going in opposite directions from each other, and then screwed the telescoping portion of the antenna into the top of the red coupler and connected my coaxial cable and then extended the whip. It's not as heavy duty as the MFJ 1979. I'll measure the diameters of the bottom section when I get home and compare them. But it seems sturdy enough, and you know, as long as you don't mistreat it, I think it'll last quite a while. All right, and that runs over here. I've got 25, I think it is, feet of RG58 going to the radio. So a 2-minute antenna setup and a 2-minute radio setup, and I'll be on the air. I'll be logging on paper today because I'm making a video of the activation with the phone. Normally I use hammers. And I'll try to arrange the log sheet and the camera and the radio so that everything is on video. Some people have emailed me and told me that it's helpful to see me logging a call sign as I'm hearing it. People that are learning CW. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Okay, I'm all set up now. There's the antenna. Maybe you can see it back there. I'm not sure if it's showing up on the phone camera or not. Okay, and I am at Kilo 4622. I'm going to start out on 20 meters. And as I go up in frequency, as I go up in frequency, I can retract the antenna a bit. And I don't measure it, I just eyeball it when I do that. Okay. Oh, it's on SWR. Okay. 14044, I'll lock it there. Put my bandwidth to 350, which it already is, and enable the clarifier. So this knob here will control my RIT, which Yaesu calls clarifier. Wow.